It's another episode of the Brett Allen Show. Today we are chatting with actor Cooper North about Hostile Territory. We have had several cast members on from this and more to come. This is a great movie and one I think a lot of people will enjoy when they get a chance to watch. Cooper, thank you so much for hanging out today. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thanks, man. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, well, this is a lot of fun for you and everybody else involved. I know that this has been a family affair movie, talking to Mr. Presley and really just having so many different people involved. But let's talk about your experience and what that was like and what people can expect when they have the opportunity to watch.
Oh, God. I mean, one of the best experiences I've ever had on any set. I mean, it was such a, like you said, it was such a family experience, and the crew and the cast were so wonderful to work with. And it was such an adventure, you know what I mean, to make the film and given the indie conditions and the conditions of the weather and what we were working with. And it was all kind of fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing, you know?
Yes.
So I think people going into it are going to get that sense of kind of what we went through, you know, making the film, and which really is just a good, solid adventure, you know, and that's what this is. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys filmed in Colorado and in New Mexico and a lot of different great places, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a good film on a very visceral level. We're talking about family and relationships and really those connections. But if there was one message that you wanted viewers to be able to get or to grasp onto when they have a chance to watch it, what would that be?
Oh, man. I mean, to me, I guess a sense of perseverance, you know, in the face of obstacles, you know, especially, I mean, what everyone went through, and whether it be obviously Brian's character, Jack Calgrove, or my character, Phil, or even what the kids went through, or Natalie Whittle as Alice and what she went through to get her daughter back, you know, and just the face of obstacles, whether it be man or nature, you know. And that's kind of the cool thing about the Western genre, is that they kind of always combine the same two things, man and nature. So I would say perseverance in the face of all those obstacles and just staying, I guess, in your lane, you know what I mean? Like eyes on the prize type of thing. So that's, I guess, that's where I'd say, to answer your question.
Yeah, no, it's a great, and you do a fantastic job, and Brian and Brad and everybody just really knocks it out of the park. And I really enjoy a good Western film, you know, like one that's kind of set in a specific time period that's a lot of fun to watch. And then, of course, all of the action and things like that. I love to ask this question. I'm very curious because you've been a part of a lot of really significant projects. This Father Knows Best. I mean, just a lot of different things. You're laughing.
Yeah, because I instantly think of my dad, who I did that with, you know. So
yes, which was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? We all like that types of stuff, and I think that type of reality type television, or however you want to describe it, I think that appeals to a lot of people. So let's talk about that. How was it like working with your father? Like, I mean, what was that moment like for you? Because it has to be fun, I would imagine, or I would hope.
No, I mean, it's completely entertaining, I guess. That's a good word I'd use. But doing that thing with him, that little web series that he, you know, they were so gracious to invite me to be a part of that. It's very outside my wheelhouse, but I was like, you know, it's 2020. It was COVID at the time. I was like, you know, why not? You know, I got nothing to lose. And, you know, my dad and I have a great relationship. And so to kind of have that organic banter of what we have on in the house kind of going on, people seeing it, it's like, okay. At first I was like, I don't know about this, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I warmed up to it, you know. But I got to work with my dad on this the Marvel's Avengers game. And that was my first time in the motion capture suit. And he would take me to when I was a kid to the, you know, he was Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series, and he would take me always whenever he'd have a chance on set. And I'd, you know, be around Amy Hennig and Graham McTavish and Emily Rose and Richard McGonigal. And I would sit there watching them make Uncharted. And the first one he brought me to, I think, was either the second game or it was the third game. I think it might have been Drake's Deception was the first one I went to. I was like 10 years old when they were making it, 2010. And so, yeah, man, that was such a great experience for it to come around full circle when I did Marvel's Avengers, because he played Tony Stark in that. So I
Yeah.
got to be in the motion capture suit with him on a set, acting with him, and it was like a wow, here we go. So it was it's very 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 blessed to have the dad I have, to have the parents I have.
Yeah, well, so the question I typically ask is,
Mhm.
what made you want to become a storyteller or become an entertainer? But I
Right.
mean, clearly it's in your blood, I think. I mean, your family is very well known in the industry. We're talking about these other projects, Drake's and things, but was
Mhm.
it a natural progression for you, Cooper, to kind of go into this?
Yeah, actually, I would say it was a natural progression. Yeah, it was very much in the DNA. I couldn't really resist it for long enough. I was like, oh God, it's just always that little, voice in the back of your head, like, just pushing you in that direction. Like, oh God, I'm going to end up like my parents, aren't I? And so, yeah, I've ended up like my parents. So yeah, but again, I'm so lucky to have the parents I have, and have the family I have too, and that extends to my parents' friends, which of course includes Brian Presley, who was the first person to SAG me. He was the one who got me into SAG after the union, and so I mean, my gratitude to him, not only for that, and just also his guidance and his friendship
Yeah,
and mentorship, for bringing me on to this project, and how he was so just so amazing to have in my corner on that set. You know what I mean? Because
sure.
see, when I made this, I was cast when I was 18. I'm 22 now, so it's been a minute, and at the time I hadn't done anything big, and you had kind of have these sense of general nerves, right? Going into something like, oh God, can I do this? Can I not? A substantial role, and this was my first real substantial role in a it was a Western, right? And but he was so amazing to have there in my corner, like I said, and to just be, it was the environment that he created for me and the other actors, but how he was with me. I mean, he was the father son dynamic that we showed on screen. What audiences end up seeing is not too far off from it was. It was very easy to pull that off. You know what I mean? Because he's such a wonderful
Sure.
guy. So, and yeah, I'm very grateful to Brian. So yeah,
Yeah, well, it's a great film. All of you do a fantastic job. Hostile Territory.
man.
I highly recommend people watch this. And of course, be sure to check out the rest of Cooper's work. So many great things. Cooper North, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I appreciate it. It's been an honor chatting with you.
Oh no, honor's all mine. Thank you so much.